'80s were a great time. You had some good music, some good beats. And Andy Reid, Andy Reid, the coach for the Chiefs, all four sports. I'm gonna get into it. This guy reminds me of the '80s in that song, "Time After Time." If you look, if you look, you will find me. Yeah, time after time. This guy, time after time after time. I mean, the career spans 20 years. 41 years old, started as the head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. First season sucked, turned them around to an over 600 team. Okay? Did this tremendously well. But Andy's faults don't come in the form of running a team in the regular season or even in the off season. His faults come in bad decision making that can cost a team a million years. Last night, Chiefs played the Denver Broncos, all right? A game where essentially they controlled matters. They had everything ready to go. Mahomes, was looking as great as ever. And he suffers an injury, a dislocated kneecap, okay? What does that mean, first of all, before I even get into the stats? Because seriously, that's the most important thing. We'll get into what happened last night and where the breakdowns were. But Mahomes had dislocated knee. Obviously, you can see my screen. I was looking up, the recovery times on this effort. And I'm thinking 8 weeks, okay? It's week 6. Mahomes can potentially come back. I'm saying week 15, week 16, in time for the playoffs. But that's a full 8 to 9 weeks off, in my opinion, to fully recover. Will the team and the backup line be able to support the return of Patrick Mahomes, who I think is the best quarterback in the NFL right now, and also Andy Reid's best asset? Remember, he had Mr. Alex Smith, who was similar to Mahomes, a guy that could run and throw. Mahomes is just special. I think McNabb had 1 year where I think Mahomes is trying to get to, but he couldn't finish the ball game. And the reason being was McNabb was too injured. They had an all-star team. I don't know if everyone remember that. I believe McCoy was on there, and it was a younger McCoy. It was a Terrell Owens, and it was that dream year. They had everything they needed, all right? But I believe there were some injuries, and they weren't able to pull it off in the Super Bowl. However, Mahomes gets injured, and how did he get injured is the next question. First and goal on a 1 or 2 yard line, okay, with a quarterback that was already injured from the previous week. I don't care what you tell me, and they're going to say hindsight's 2020. You got LaShawn McCoy, you got Damian Williams, you got Darrell Williams in there. Okay, you got 3 tough running backs. 3 tough running backs. Okay. And the decision point is, you know what? We're going to have you running in there. Okay. On a night that seriously had LaShawn McCoy, okay, who, let's go into the stats. Let's get into the stats, okay? Let's see how many yards Mr. LaShawn McCoy had and Darrell Williams, all these guys. I think that's critical, right? If we look at the stat line, I want to get there. All right, LaShawn McCoy, 12 carries for 64 yards. Damian Williams did not have a good game, 9 carries with 7 yards. Darrell Williams didn't play much, okay? Anthony Sherman came in, the fullback, did a little work. But wouldn't you give Damian or Darrell an opportunity? I know LaShawn is not an inside running back. He's more of a, you're at the 30 and he'll bring you down, has some breakaway speed, but shakes and bakes him with the best in the league. Again, coaching effort, coaching smarts, an injured quarterback. You got 3 potential quarterbacks, running back starters on your team. And you make the sound decision to say, I'm going to run my injured quarterback. Who ran for 1 carry and 2 yards, right? Huh? That's what he ran for. Okay? And that freaking 2 yards is probably how he got the dislocated knee. The Chiefs come in as at 5-2 to be the most dangerous team in the NFL. He now has this. Mahomes had the same kind of weapons that the Philadelphia Eagles had. I mean, he is loaded at the receiver position. So many angles to go to. The rookie has paid great dividends. Great pickup for them and Mecole Hardman. They got Demarcus Robinson, their big wide receiver. They got Tyreek Hill, their speedster. There's also some more running backs that are available. Wide receivers available on this team. And again, Travis Kelce, obviously, the all Pro Bowl tight end, if not the best tight end in the league right now. Can they still do it with the backup? Hence why I say you need 2 quarterbacks. Okay, after the Patrick Mahomes gaffe, okay, by Andy Reid. I'm blaming this on coaching. I don't care what you tell me. Say what you want. To me, it's coaching, okay? After the Andy Reid blunder and deciding to run an injured quarterback at the 1-yard line instead of, one of his 4 running backs that he has available, because he also had a fullback. Wow. You now have Matt Moore, who had one exciting season on the Green Bay Packers, who comes into the game and now actually played a pretty good game after Mahomes left, because Andy Reid, no offense, no matter who you put in there, okay, it's proven. His system is proven to be able to improve quarterback play. He makes you look good. The difference here is Patrick Mahomes was an above-average quarterback, okay, a superstar in the making. I'm lying. A superstar, if not the best quarterback in the league. He was on another level. We're talking about Brady and all that kind of level. To have put your timeline in jeopardy when the game was in control, I'm back to Andy Reid. Yeah, I am. It's pretty stupid. That said, I can't comment on a guy with 20 years experience and has turned around several teams from a regular season perspective. But Andy, let this be food for thought. Hopefully Mahomes comes back a little bit quicker, maybe a 5-week, okay? Send him to Germany, have him eat some of that horse grass or whatever they do over there. Whatever they did to Adrian Peterson. Give him that. But we gotta get this moving, because this is your chance this year with this team. And I don't know if Matt Moore can get into a championship. However, I'm going to tell you guys, Matt Moore may be able to hold it down just as well as Patrick Mahomes. That's why you need 2 starting quarterbacks available on your team and 2 starting running backs on every position. Should have another starter in the background, because NFL is a rough game. So everyone's saying, hey, trade this guy, give him a chance. You don't want to do that if you're a coach. If you can hold the guy, pay him both, because this is what happens. Injuries happen in football. That's a guarantee. Let's get to it. Let's go to the breakdown. After the blunder by Mr. Andy Reid, we get into the Broncos. What the hell is the state of the Broncos right now? Let's be honest. What the hell's going on? 2-5 with Flacco. They traded for him in the offseason. Expectation was a change to the game. Philip Lindsay always looks good in spurts, but man, 11 carries with 36 yards, okay? Everything I'm looking at, all right? Courtney Sutton is probably top 5 running wide receiver this year, because he's doing it in a fashion I haven't seen. They got Emmanuel Sanders on the other side. So they have 2 pretty good wide receivers there. If I'm talking about tandems, they could be top 15, top 12 at least, wide receiver tandems in the NFL. It looks like it's the timing thing. These guys are not able to protect Joey Flacco, and the stat shows here, okay? Joey Flacco, 3 fumbles today, 1 loss. A lot of big turnovers, right? That equates to points. Defensive line on the Denver Broncos side was horrific. Okay, they have one of the scariest name lineups in the NFL. Name lineups. You can see the team here. All right. 1 sack by DeMarcus Walker. That's it for the game. That's how much pressure you brought on to the freaking Chiefs. With a Matt Jones who's he's kind of fresh meat, even though he's played before. He's been off all season, so all you have was DeMarcus Walker. Where's everybody else? I mean, seriously. Okay, where is everybody else? All right. Uh, Forced fumbles, touchdowns. I mean, there's really nothing here. The defense let the freaking Chiefs run away with the game on an opportunity to get themselves in a position to try to come back and make the playoffs. The Broncos are a disappointment on both sides of the ball, offensive line and defensive line. Now, can Joey Flacco move around a little bit better? That's why you need a quarterback with a little bit mobility. Joey Flacco has lost that. He used to have a little bit on the Ravens, but this is not the same Joe Flack. This is not the quarterback Super Bowl Joe Flack, okay? Even with that said, you can see what a smart quarterback does. He at least has the intelligence not to throw away the ball. He didn't hurt them there. However, his mobility has cost them a little bit of the game when you look at how other teams are playing in the NFL. His mobility is the reason possibly why they're not able to kind of get through if they have a weak line or maybe a line that's more focused on is better on running plays, which is not shown here, but sorry numbers by Philip Lindsay and Royce Freeman, not their fault. And the attempt for them to throw the ball, which you can see here is not going so well as well. Joe Flacco only 213 yards. I mean, they made the Chiefs defense look like the freaking San Francisco 49ers or New England Patriots defense, and I want to jump to that in a second. Let's go ahead and look at, hey, was it the Chiefs defense that made this team special? People never look at this, but everyone keeps talking about the Bears and the Ravens and all that good stuff as the best defenses in the NFL. Remember, I am the stat king, baby. That's what I like to do. I like to look at the stats, and it tells me everything. The best defense in the NFL is not the freaking Bears, even though they look great, okay? The best defense in the NFL happens to be the New England Patriots, okay? And if you look down the line, overall, from a ranking perspective, if you're just looking at stats, the Bears are number 6. Guess who's number 4? Yeah, Denver Broncos. Okay? The Denver Broncos are the number 4 ranked defense in the NFL. They rely on that to win games. Okay? Flacco obviously hasn't done them any favors. This was the off night. Every team has it. It came through tonight. This was the off night for the Denver Broncos defense. I surely hope they bounce back. They got too many weapons on the front line and great cornerback help, okay? Not the greatest. I think they can improve there in the cornerback area. But the Denver Broncos should be a playoff team with this kind of defense, okay? The same could be said against Buffalo, right? And then San Francisco. But the New England Patriots have the best defense, not LAC, right? Everyone is talking about Donald, and not freaking Chicago, even though they're in the top 10, all right? Let's continue down and continue to look at these squads. I want to go ahead and not. By the way, not LA. LA with Donald is 12. That's the LA Chargers at 7. Looky here. For everyone that's thinking just by looks don't mean anything, right? You know, sometimes, hey, stats tell you more. How many sacks do they? They don't have that stat in here. That's one thing they need to add, or maybe need to sort this better. Let's go back. So now we got this situation, and we gotta look at the trajectory for the Kansas City Chiefs. Right? We got 8-week lead time or 9-week lead time for the turnaround of Mr. Patrick Mahomes. You got a Matt Jones guy who's been pretty good in a backup position, did well on the Green Bay Packers. I remember him there. He is a mobile quarterback as well. The kid can run. He can throw. So not too scary for Reid. He's not going to be too stressed out. They're 5-2. Let's look at the rest of the games for the season. Remember, 9 weeks out. Who do they have? Who do they play? Can they make it happen? They got 2 home games, okay? Can they split this, okay? I don't think it's going to be tough to beat Green Bay and Minnesota. You saw Minnesota, they're top of the defensive rankings, okay? Then they have Tennessee. That should be a win. That should be 2 wins. Matt Jones should be able to take him there. LAC versus KC. Okay? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. But maybe they eke that out. But, I'm going to give him that one. Okay? So you got to split the game. Green Bay by Minnesota. You got to beat Tennessee. You got to beat LAC. In the next game, obviously, Oakland. You got to beat those guys. So you take your loss for New England. Okay, so now you got 4 wins. Okay, then you play Denver again. You're not going to beat Denver twice. I don't think you're going to see that same defense twice. You lose to Denver again. You got the Chicago Bears with no offense. You beat those guys. Okay, you beat those guys. And then you got the LA Chargers. Okay, you play those guys again. Can you take that win? So again, 8 to 9 weeks, Mahomes could potentially be back around the New England game, but I would obviously bring him in, not in the Denver game, dummies. Let's bring him back in on the Bears on the 16th week, all right? Get him back running on the 17th with LA. Give him 2 weeks to get back in form, throw him back in there, and again, depending on the performance of Matt Jones, and that's where it takes you, right? You don't want to mess up the flow. If Matt Jones happens to do very well, because Andy Reid again, all my talk in the beginning of talking crap about the man, he does make quarterbacks look better. That's what he does. His offensive brain is genius. Okay, he's a freaking Mozart of football. The way he changes quarterbacks' game makes them look like superstars. So 8 weeks, almost 9 weeks left of games, right? Can they get 5 wins? All right. Can they get 5 wins? Okay, put them at maybe a what's that? They lose 5 wins versus 4. They're 5-2. That 10-6 record. Can they get to the 10-6 record? They have to win out Tennessee. They have to beat. I think they have to beat the Chargers, Oakland, Chicago, and the Chargers again. They're going to have to beat one of those teams. I don't think they're going to beat New England. I don't know if they can beat Denver again, even though they just beat them, right? I'm just thinking Denver finally gets rolling. They finally get rolling next week, week 8. But it should be an exciting season for the Kansas City Chiefs. And with the great start that they have, they should have enough ammunition. All you need is 5 games from Matt Jones. Can Matt Jones give you 5 freaking games? And I think the key point is, let's get out of Matt Jones, and I'll be straight up with you. Can your running backs get you 5 games, all right? That's going to be the key. It's going to be like Sean McCoy, the Williams brothers games, okay? They're going to have to bust loose. I'll focus on those guys, and I think they can take you to paradise and get you to the playoffs. There's enough weapons there on the running back side to be able to push this team with that great offensive line to push this team into the playoffs. I don't think there should be any issues there. That said, recovery of 8 weeks. Patrick Mahomes has an injury. Andy Reid's gaff. Denver Broncos off night. And one last thing. Are the freaking Madden cover people cursed? I mean, that's the question. Is everyone on freaking Madden cursed? I just want to get a great story by Cody Benjamin off of it's like CBS Sports. He runs through it. Great article. Go check it out. Is every team cursed? Oh, they kicked off of Barry Sanders. Yeah, that sucked. I mean, Eddie George. I'm going to do a separate video. I can't do it here. I'm going to leave you with that for the Chiefs, but wait for this next video. We're going to read through this article, kind of look through the goddamn NFL Madden curse. If you're on the cover, it's good night. Sayonara. You're going to have trouble in your season. We shall see. We're going to look through the stats on that. All 4 sports sign off. The Chiefs, I think, still are in the playoffs. The Denver Broncos having some sad offensive work. They need some help there. Let's go back. Hold on. Yeah, I like to keep going back and forth. Who is the backup quarterback for the Broncos? Because that was the issue. They didn't want to play him because Flacco was going to get a start. I think you start to look to that rookie. And I forgot his name. Let's go to the stat line. I forgot the poor guy's name. What's his name? Team Bronco. No. Where's my homies? Yeah, I'm just going to go through Broncos. It doesn't get better than this in sports talk. I don't want to call it radio. Yeah, it was Drew Lock. So I think that Drew Lock. I think he was a rookie. I think you gotta look. I think you gotta look at once he's ready. I love Drew Lock. Let's get him in there, okay? Because he can do. He has a little bit more mobility than Joey Flacco. Joey Flacco is not losing you games, but his mobility is hurting him, and it's the age and the hits and all that stuff. So he's trying to survive right now. So Drew Lock is there. Broncos have a chance to change around this offense. They're waiting for him to come back. He's on injury. Missouri Tiger, okay, 42nd overall pick, second round. They got to get this kid back. 2-5 record. Sorry, Drew Lock. You are the hope. I mean, you're the golden shot right now. If you can get this kid back in there, you may have an opportunity. All four sports sign off. Long video. Andy, come on, man. Come on. Too many running backs. No more first to goal with the quarterback running in who's injured. Next up, Denver. Defense needs to come back, and Drew Lock needs to heal. I'm on. Peace. Subscribe, like, share, support me, brothers. Come on, man. Subscribe, like, and share the video. Sports Talk, NFL, all four. Come on. Peace.